going. Make some noise! I love it. I love it. Here we go. This fight is brought to you by Damage Plan MMA Podcast. This is a professional welterweight bout scheduled for, where'd those lights go? That's pretty cool. All right, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing the first fighter to the cage, fighting out of the blue corner. He holds a professional record of 3 wins and 2 losses. He weighed in at 167 pounds, fighting out of A-Spec. Fierce fans, make some noise and welcome to the cage, Leivon, Mr. Manhattan Lewis.
Well, there has been no shortage of difficult fights along the way. Enter Leivon Lewis. Following a pair of losses to undefeated Ray Waters as well as Jordan Levitt, Leivon graces the Fierce cage for the first time, looking to capture his first win since 2019. And Joel, I don't know if we have seen strength of schedule this good on a Fierce card. His last 3 opponents have had a combined record of 11-1.
Holy cow.
So he has faced some of the best there is at welterweight.
Blake, I am so impressed with all of your research. Every time we work together, I'm like, dang, I got to get on your level.
Leivon, formerly a featherweight, he was 3-0 at that weight class. He has 1 fight at lightweight, and now his second walk is at welterweight here tonight. A 5-0 amateur, again, a 3-2 professional. He was submitted once back in, I believe it was, he was submitted quite some time ago. I'll say it as that. But his last win coming back in July of 2019. He's also got a submission by rear naked choke as well as a decision and a TKO win. So a well-rounded fighter all over the place. The 26-year-old, the independent fighting out of Georgia. But Jason, he has spent some time at Jackson Wink, which brings tons of good fighters.
Obviously, they're one of the top gyms in the country right now. He's a well-rounded fighter. He's going to need all of it tonight against Johann Rubio.
On that 2-fight losing streak. But again, I mean, one of those fighters was literally the guy who just fought Patty the Batty. It's Jordan Levitt. So it just goes to show he's faced some really tough guys going into this fight here tonight.
I've been really impressed with all these out-of-state fighters that have been coming in. A lot of confidence. I don't see any nerves from any of these guys, or if there is nerves, I'm sure they're hiding it really well because he seems super confident tonight.
And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he holds a professional record of 2 wins and 1 loss. And he weighed in at 169.5 pounds. Fighting out of Jeremy Horn's Elite Performance MMA. Fierce fans, make some noise and welcome to the cage, Johann, the Judge Rubio.
A quick turnaround for one of the top performers, Fierce Fighting Championships 21, and after just 6 weeks away from the cage, welcome back, Johann Rubio. The welterweight out of Jeremy Horn's Elite Performance enters the cage for the 3rd time this year, looking to close out at 2-1 for 2022. And Jason, I know you have been working alongside Johann with his nutrition. Can you tell us a little bit about how that's gone?
It's gone fabulous. This was a great weight cut. Like I said, he just fought 6 weeks ago. We're running it back. We kept him fed. We kept the nutrition, kept the calories high throughout the fight camp. Made his weight cut super easy. He'll be ready tonight.
I'm telling you guys, you have to sign up with Mr. Jason Laporte for nutrition. All you fighters out there having rough weight cuts, hit up my man, Papa J. Sorry, Grandpa J.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Johann Rubio, the former Fierce Fighting Championship amateur middleweight champion. He only has 1 loss across his amateur as well as professional career. That was to Will Gibson. But for right now, talking about Johann, I mean, he has been on quite the run, and he continues to get better, Jason.
That's what you just nailed that. After that loss with Will Gibson, you've seen Johann elevate his game. He's become a more patient fighter, a more well-rounded fighter. You're starting to see him using his wrestling into jiu-jitsu, where before he wasn't really using it. And he's very dominant. He's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. He's got phenomenal wrestling. You saw that in his last fight against Dominico Salas, too.
He showed so much improvement, able to go to the decision, and he wrestled absolutely fantastic. Joel, did you get the chance to watch that fight at all?
No, not much, honestly. I believe when he was fighting, I was starting to warm up. So, but I did hear it was a back and forth battle, and like you guys have been mentioning, he's using his grappling more in his last fight. You know, I didn't get a chance to see it, but I know for sure that Johann's been working hard on every aspect of his game.
Well, the co-main event is upon us at 170 pounds. 27-year-old Johann Rubio out of Jeremy Horn's Elite Performance versus 26-year-old Leivon Lewis. Leivon in the blue, Johann in the white.
These guys had a pretty intense face-off last night.
And with Johann, it's all business. There's no bad blood or anything like that. It is all business with Johann Rubio. He wants to be the best he possibly can be, and he has continued to show that throughout his long fight career so far.
Leivon trying to set the pace early.
Leivon's first 2 wins came by first-round submission as well as TKO, so he is a fast starter. Johann Rubio.
Right on the neck as he gets taken down. Sitting in his open guard.
Holding the head to avoid posture.
This is something we didn't see in Johann's last fight, is Johann on his back.
A vicious elbow landed by Johann from the bottom. On top working is Leivon Lewis.
I like the control that Johann has on his right arm there. The head and arm position there that he's got. Trying to climb his legs up, trying to look for a triangle possibly.
Johann, over the course of his amateur as well as pro career, 3 submission wins.
I'd like to see him start framing in on the inside of his left arm and start shoving that his arm down his shin to set up that triangle.
Oh.
Down with a heavy shot is Leivon.
Now we get to see Johann's butterfly guard.
Searching for a quick Kimura there was Johann, but back to his back he goes.
Controlling that wrist. Maybe reach over the top for a Kimura. Nice elbow on the top there.
Yeah, Leivon with a very quick start, putting a lot of pressure on Johann. Johann staying composed.
Johann trying to sweep, sorry, excuse me.
Back to the feet is Johann Rubio. Gonna need to fight the hands a little bit there. Back up against the cage is Johann. Leivon applying pressure here.
I like the pressure from Lewis. Not really giving Johann a chance to breathe, really.
No, not really. When he's getting him up against the fence and he's making space to throw those knees up to the body. I feel like this is the game plan to have against someone like Johann. Johann comes forward to put pressure on him and start taking him down. That's a good game plan to have.
I don't think people expected to see Johann on his back tonight and up against the cage like this.
No, but he got up pretty quick. So to be honest, I'm not too worried about it. I'd like to see him start getting his head position in on underneath Leivon's chin.
Separated. Back to the center is Johann as well as Leivon. And Leivon with some fantastic wrestling showcased early on.
Oh, with the sweep there.
Nice straight to the body landed by Leivon as well. Followed up by a combination into the double leg. Down goes Johann Rubio once again. We are back to Leivon on top, utilizing his wrestling here in round number 1.
Now Johann's going to start getting up. Maybe with 10 seconds left. Just kidding, not 10 seconds left. I thought I heard the clapper going.
Nice elbow by Lewis.
A very different fight from what we saw 6 weeks ago. Johann Rubio with a little bit more adversity here.
That's how champions are made, Blake. Nice cross from Johann there.
Johann landed, yeah, nice inside.
And
an
a nice elbow.
He's starting to land a little bit more now, but he's taking some shots too. That's one thing we know about Johann is he can definitely take a few shots.
Yeah, he can take some shots and give them right back, that's for sure.
You're starting to see Lewis slow down a little bit now. The pace is kind of slowed a little bit for Leivon Lewis.
He's not as springy.
Oh, and he just got clipped.
Got caught with that left hook there.
Now Johann
staying heavy on the head. Now let's see him start standing up or possibly attempt to choke.
Make some noise for the first round.
Good sign of respect for both fighters there.
Some great wrestling utilized there by Leivon. Johann Rubio able to weather the storm there. Get a couple of his own to close out that round. And Johann's first fight, or his second fight, I apologize, was against Will Gibson. He lost that via unanimous decision. I did not actually watch that fight myself. You have to wonder how that one went. But going into this one, it's very different. In the last fight versus Dominico Salas, Johann Rubio was applying pressure wherever he wanted to.
I don't know if the end of that round was any indication on how the second round to go, but we saw Leivon Lewis kind of take a little bit of a step back at the end of that round. Johann was starting to land a little bit more towards the end of the round. Let's see how this second round plays out.
Yeah, Johann's working on his 1-2, and a couple times it landed. I feel like he was still trying to establish his range and find his flow. We'll see what the second round brings us.
Leivon Lewis, an amateur welterweight champion.
Johann's ready to go. Look at him.
Johann definitely likes to fight.
Yeah.
Oh.
Quick low blow there. To the
That's
corner
always...
we go. Johann will have 5 minutes to be able to recuperate from that, but down on the ground he is.
Leivon apologizing.
It happens.
It happens, folks. Looks like Johann might need all 5 of those minutes over there.
Regaining his composure. Joel, this is kind of an uncomfortable question, but has this ever happened to you?
You know, in my first amateur title fight, my opponent threw a spinning back kick, and I moved to the left just to get out of the way of it, but his heel still caught me. And it was in the beginning of the fight, too, like maybe the first 45 seconds. And in that moment, I was like, great, this is not how I wanted to start. Because, you know, your adrenaline kind of goes away for a little bit. You got that pain, but we are back. Here we go. Nice push kick from Leivon.
Beautiful combination there landed by Leivon Lewis. And a teep to the body to follow up as well. Johann blitzing.
Ooh, almost hits him with that spinning elbow there.
A la Joe Haro.
Leivon back to the body lock here. Johann fighting the hands. Leivon staying in motion, landing a couple as well.
Some deep breaths by Leivon Lewis.
Johann trying to get that frame inside to push up against his neck. Leivon with all the pressure today. Nice knee to the body there.
See if Tyler separates him. Not much action had happened up against the cage.
Peppering those knees is Leivon.
Nice 1-2 again. I like to see Johann start mixing it up, start throwing in some leg kicks, pop a jab out there followed by a leg kick.
We haven't seen Johann shoot yet.
No, not yet. Nice 1-2 followed by that body kick. Nice. Good jab, 2 kangaroo. I don't think that one was as cool as the cool as a cucumber, though.
The fact that that is stuck through 8 fights is beyond me.
We still got one more left, too, Blake.
We'll throw it in a couple more times. The leg kick there landed by Johann Rubio.
Now we're starting to see Johann pop out that jab.
I feel like Johann's starting to get comfortable in there right
Yeah.
now.
His movement is a lot better here late in round number 2.
And he's keeping his head moving, too.
Leivon back to the clinch where he has made a home here.
I got to be honest, I wasn't expecting him to be so dominant in that clinch with somebody like Johann, because usually it's Johann being the one dominating in these positions.
Yeah. Johann needs to create some space, pushing off of the face or the neck there of Leivon. Try to get some underhooks going. There we go.
With the reversal is Johann. Back up against the cage is once again Johann. Leivon Lewis able to reverse it back.
This would be a tough round to score.
Yeah, thank goodness I'm not a judge.
Obviously, Leivon's got the control up against the cage, but he's not really landing anything when he gets there. He's just kind of holding Rubio.
A little frustration there by Johann. Puts his arms up as if to say, can we separate these two, because there's not a lot of action.
I feel like Leivon's doing just enough to stay active for Tyler not to break him up.
That quick outside trip landed by Leivon as soon as we were saying that too.
The famous trip that Boyd loves.
There we go. Now Tyler's breaking him up a little bit.
Separated they go. 35 seconds left in round number 2.
Well, that was a big right hand that just missed.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looked like it skimmed his head there.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of heat on these shots. There's just not a lot of them being thrown. Both fighters, a little bit of head hunting here.
Very tough round to score.
Very tough round. Nice right hand that landed.
Back to the body lock.
Big elbow.
Is
Make some
Leivon.
noise for round 2.
Lands a shot of his own there to close out round number 2 is Leivon. Going into the third and final round. Tough to score. You've got to wonder what is going on in terms of the judges' minds. Jason, I know you talk to a lot of MMA judges. What do you think their sentiment might be?
Usually what they're looking for is what fighter's doing the most damage. Not a lot of damage done by either fighter in that round. I felt like Johann was pushing forward a little bit more. You saw Leivon Lewis pushing Johann up against the cage, but once, like I talked about in the round, wasn't doing a lot of damage once he had him up against the cage. So it's super tough round to score. It could be 2-0 Leivon, or it could be 1-1 going into this third round.
Yeah, personally, I have this 1-1, not too much action, but I feel like both of these fighters know it's probably a round apiece. So maybe this third round we'll see a little bit more action, and I feel like in this round you just got to sell out and go for it.
Third and final round upon us. Final 5 minutes here of our co-main event. A clip on the chin there landed by Johann. And stepping
Nice
forward is
1-2.
Johann. Lands another beautiful shot there.
Now they're back to the clinch. Johann's trying to avoid the fence there, but then gets taken down.
What a foot sweep there landed by Leivon Lewis. Johann tripoding to try to get back up, but Leivon with a solid head control there. Back up is Johann, able to slip out, no problem. Back to the striking exchange as we go in the center of the cage. Johann throwing with a whole lot more heat here in our third and final round.
Nice body kick.
A cracking body kick that echoes through
Oh!
the and down goes
Right hand from
Leivon!
Trying to finish his Johann.
That was the biggest shot of the fight.
And he gets the takedown.
And he might be hurt, and he's holding the fence.
Johann trying to finish.
Applying the pressure is Johann Rubio. Could it be a comeback?
And now he's on the neck. Trying to sprawl out, trying to get his hips back.
Leivon been submitted once before.
Gets his hips free. Now he's going to stay heavy on the head. I'd like to see him snap that down so he can get the back control. There it is, right there. Almost.
Trying to wrestle back up is Leivon Lewis. What a shot landed by Johann Rubio that makes this place go crazy.
I'm surprised he's still standing. That was a devastating shot.
Following to the back is
Now he's
Johann.
trading that
Leivon
scramble.
searching.
Oh,
Now
he's
he's
got
got
the
a
neck
tight guillotine.
Tight guillotine by Johann.
Heavy, high elbow guillotine by Johann Rubio, looking to crank it here. Not a whole lot of pressure yet, but it's just about there.
Doesn't quite look like
See
he's...
if he can go for that
slipped out.
10-finger choke.
Oh, and he's...
He's got to press his hips down.
Leivon relentless in trying to wrestle up and get back to an advantageous position. Johann Rubio dominating here in round number 3. The reversal by Leivon. Back to the body lock it goes. Johann Rubio able to break the grips.
Both men starting to slow down.
What a round. Everybody's on their feet.
Man, everybody is.
That shot by Johann woke up the Maverik Center here tonight.
Was by far the biggest shot of the fight. I'd like to see Tyler separate them again, and let's get him throwing.
Yeah, let's Johann trying to bring it back to the middle of the cage.
Just under 2
Leivon
minutes
hanging
here
on.
in the third and final round. Separated once again in the center of the cage is Johann Rubio and Leivon Lewis here in our co-main event.
Now you can see the confidence level rise in Johann as he's starting to stalk him down. See if he can catch him with that right hand again.
Head hunting is Johann. You can see it in his eyes. He's looking for the shot to put Leivon away.
I'd like to see him go to the head and go to the body. Start mixing it up.
Returning is Leivon. Back up against the cage is Johann. Leivon applying pressure. A beautiful reversal there by Leivon.
Nice knee to the body there. Perfectly placed below the ribs right in front of us here. And another knee down to the body. See if Johann can climb on top.
Leivon Lewis is very strong.
Man, he is a scrapper.
Very scrapper, and he's strong.
Back to the guillotine grip is Johann Rubio. Slipping out slightly is Leivon.
It's got to be hard to try to sink that in this late into the fight, Joe.
Oh, man, especially when your arm pump's going. You're tired.
Relentless in the wrestling exchanges as Leivon. Johann back to the guillotine grip.
Fighting hard for the takedown, and he gets it.
Back on his back is Johann Rubio. 35 seconds left in the third and final round.
Great composure by Leivon to come back after being dropped like that and almost finished.
He got cracked, and now he's on top.
Leivon on top. Some knees to the body is also Leivon. Johann back up and a knee to the body to return himself.
I think it's going to come down to the second round on who won this fight. How do you score that second round?
This is a tough round to score as well. I mean, you got the knockdown, but then you also got the takedown as well.
I gotta, if I'm the judge here, I gotta give this round to Johann with having that big elbow.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely landing more damage, but I'm not a judge.
You have to wonder with the drop there early in round number 3, what was going to be the case and what was going to happen. Johann, a fantastic shot landed and then able to get some big exchanges there to close out round number 3. You've got to wonder if he was able to do enough with the fantastic wrestling of Leivon Lewis, looking for his first win, Leivon Lewis, since July of 2019.
Yeah, constantly looking for that takedown, and he finally got that in the last few seconds of the last round. It's going to be interesting to see what the judges score this whole fight in general. You know, it's that Johann knocked him down, but that was not at the end of the round, right? So,
Joel, something to mention as well is 10-8 rounds are defined by if you think a fight could have been finished, and Johann did drop Leivon, and so you have to wonder, was that third and final round maybe a 10-8? I personally don't think so, but it's something that the judges might want to think about.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I'd like to say that could have been a 10-8 round, but, you know, with that takedown, you never know. You never know what the judges are looking for, right? Yeah, they tell us what they're looking for, but at the same time, like, you just never know.
And Leivon able to come back in that third and final round and wrestle up and do as much as he possibly could. I mean, he did not stop trying to fight the entire time. So goes to show that he also has no reason to hang his head low, nor Johann Rubio. One of the best fights we've had all night.
Oh, definitely not. Don't, like, all these fighters that fought tonight, please don't hang your head low. It takes a lot to get in the cage, and you guys laid it all on the line tonight.
Fierce fans, after 3 rounds, we go to judges' scorecards for decision. All 3 judges score this contest 29-28 for your winner by unanimous decision out of the blue corner, Leivon, Mr. Manhattan, Lewis.
Leivon? Johann. Come on, we'll face this right here. You got it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with your winner, Leivon Lewis. Leivon, impressive performance. You come in here out of state, come in and co-main event, fight one of the top fighters in Utah. How you feeling tonight?
Man, yo, bless. I got to shout out to my big brother, Bevon Kareem Lewis. I feel like, man, tonight, y'all been playing with us. Let us fucking fight. 205 and 170. I used to be a featherweight. This is my second appearance at 170. My goal is to be the greatest welterweight ever. Bro, big up to my brother, and big up to the Lord, and big up to myself. H-Spec, baby. All the way 2 weeks notice, this is how we do it. Have me back. I heard y'all got a vacant belt. Most high, to Ja, Dunno.
Is there anybody any sponsors you want to give a shout out to? Any friends, family?
Yo, let me shout out to Ricky, my manager. He's giving us, the Lewis brothers, an opportunity to correct some wrongs. So, you know, big up, big up. That's how we got to do. H-Spec all day, Stone Mountain, Georgia.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for your winner, Leivon Lewis.
Shout out to Johann, baby, man, for real. For real, for real. He a real one. Real one.